Sometimes, the adventure begins when you close your eyes at night. In this episode, we're spending the night inside a retired Boeing 727, overlooking the Costa Rican rainforest, climbing into a towering harbor crane transformed into a luxury hotel in Amsterdam, checking into a hotel built almost entirely from salt in the middle of Bolivia's endless salt flats, discovering a magical waterfall lodge hidden deep in the Chilean rainforest, staying 32 miles offshore atop a former Coast Guard light station, and finally, traveling to Antarctica for one of the rarest overnight experiences on Earth. These are incredible places that prove the world's most unforgettable journeys don't always happen while you're awake. This is Places to Hang Your Hat. Bizarre spots people actually sleep. Part 3. Boeing 727 Fuselage Hotel Suite, Costa Rica. Most retired airplanes end up in a scrapyard. This one, checked into a luxury resort. Perched above the Costa Rican rainforest is a retired Boeing 727 that's found one of the most unexpected second careers imaginable. Instead of carrying passengers across continents, it's now one of the world's most unforgettable hotel suites. This isn't a replica or an airplane-themed room. It's the real deal. After decades in commercial service, the aircraft was retired, dismantled into sections, hauled up a steep hillside, and painstakingly reassembled overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Turning a retired jetliner into a luxury hotel wasn't exactly the easiest renovation project. From the outside, it still looks like a Boeing 727 that somehow landed in the middle of the rainforest. Step inside, though, and the cabin has been transformed into a surprisingly warm and elegant retreat, complete with handcrafted wood interiors, comfortable bedrooms, modern amenities, and windows that frame incredible rainforest views. One of the highlights is the spacious wooden deck built alongside the fuselage. It's the perfect place to sip your morning coffee while listening to tropical birds instead of boarding announcements. And if you're lucky, you might even spot monkeys wandering through the surrounding trees, probably wondering why humans suddenly started sleeping in airplanes. The old cockpit is still there too, making it one of the most photographed parts of the suite. Sitting where pilots once guided hundreds of passengers through the skies, you're now looking out over lush rainforest instead of clouds. What makes this place so memorable isn't just the novelty of sleeping inside an airplane. It's the contrast. A machine built to spend its life constantly moving has finally come to rest in one of the most peaceful settings imaginable. Turns out the best flight this old Boeing ever made was the one that never took off again. Faralda Crane Hotel, Amsterdam. Most construction cranes spend their lives building luxury hotels. This one became one. Rising high above Amsterdam's historic shipyards is a towering harbor crane that once spent its days lifting steel, engines, and massive cargo. Today, it's lifting something completely different. Guests looking for one of the most unforgettable hotel stays in Europe. The Faralda Crane Hotel transformed this enormous industrial crane into a boutique luxury hotel without erasing its history. Instead of hiding the steel framework or pretending it was never a working machine, the designers embraced every rivet, beam, and cable, turning heavy industry into high-end hospitality. Getting to your room is part of the adventure. An elevator carries you up through the crane's massive steel skeleton before opening into one of just a few uniquely designed suites suspended high above the city. It's an arrival you'll probably remember long after you've forgotten where you left your suitcase. Inside, the contrast is remarkable. Rugged steel surrounds elegant furnishings, modern comforts, and floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Amsterdam and the IJ River. It's hard to imagine that the same structure once spent decades hauling cargo instead of welcoming travelers. And if sleeping high above the harbor isn't exciting enough, enough. Adventurous guests can even take part in a crane swing, launching themselves out over the waterfront from the very structure they're sleeping in. Most hotels only offer complimentary breakfast. This one offers bragging rights, plus a complimentary breakfast. What makes the Faralda so fascinating isn't just its unusual location. It's the idea that one of the hardest working machines in the harbor was never torn down or forgotten. Instead, it was given a second career that no engineer could have predicted. Turns out this old crane spent its entire life lifting heavy loads before finally learning how to lift people's expectations. Salt hotels, Salar de Uyuni, Bolivia. Most hotels blend into their surroundings. This one was built from them. In the middle of Bolivia's breathtaking Salar de Uyuni, the largest salt flat on Earth, stands a hotel unlike any other. At first glance, it almost disappears into the endless white landscape. That's because much of the hotel itself is made from the very ground beneath your feet. This isn't just a building decorated with a few salt blocks. The walls, many of the tables, chairs, bed, and even some of the sculptures are carved from enormous blocks of salt, harvested directly from the surrounding flats. It's one of the few places in the world where the construction materials didn't have to travel very far. Building with salt, however, comes with one rather obvious challenge. Water has a habit of undoing all your hard work. Over time, sections of the hotel need to be repaired or rebuilt, using fresh blocks cut from the salt flats just outside. It's probably the only hotel where the hardware store is literally the landscape. Step inside, and it feels surprisingly warm and inviting. Cozy guest rooms, soft lighting, handcrafted details, and welcoming common areas make it easy to forget you're surrounded by thousands of tons of salt. It's rustic, comfortable, and wonderfully unexpected. But as remarkable as the hotel is, the real show begins the moment you step outside. During the dry season, the salt flats stretch toward the horizon in every direction, creating a landscape so vast it almost feels endless. Then, after a light rain, something extraordinary happens. A thin layer of water transforms the entire salt flat into the world's largest natural mirror, reflecting the sky so perfectly that the horizon simply disappears. For a few magical days each year, it feels less like walking across the earth and more like walking through the clouds. That's what makes staying here unforgettable. Yes, you'll sleep inside a hotel built from salt, but you'll wake up in one of the most surreal landscapes our planet has to offer. Turns out, the best thing about this hotel isn't what's inside the walls, it's what's reflected outside them. Montaña Mágica Lodge, Chile. Some hotels are built in nature. This one feels like nature built it. Hidden deep within Chile's Huilo Biological Reserve, Montaña Mágica Lodge looks less like a hotel and more like something that grew straight out of the rainforest. Its steep, cone-shaped exterior rises above the trees like a small volcano, covered in moss, vines, and native vegetation, until it's almost impossible to separate the building from the forest around it. But instead of lava flowing from its summit, water cascades continuously from the very top, spilling over the entire structure and transforming the hotel into a living waterfall. It's one of those rare places where the building itself feels alive, changing with every passing season as plants continue to grow across its surface. That magical appearance wasn't an accident. The lodge was designed to capture the spirit of the Patagonian rainforest and the local legends that have long surrounded these ancient forests. Even reaching the entrance feels like stepping into another world, as guests cross a suspension bridge before disappearing beneath the canopy. Inside, warm wooden interiors, handcrafted details, and just 9 guest rooms create an atmosphere that's quiet, cozy, and intentionally removed from modern distractions. Rather than competing with the wilderness outside, everything inside encourages you to slow down and simply enjoy being surrounded by it. And once you step back outdoors, the adventure continues. The Huilo Reserve is home to waterfalls, glacial rivers, hiking trails, rare wildlife, and some of the oldest temperate rainforest on the planet. Whether you're exploring the forest or simply standing outside listening to water tumble down the walls beside you, it's easy to forget where the hotel ends and nature begins. That's what makes Montaña Mágica unforgettable. It's not just a place to spend the night. It's a place where the building doesn't compete with the forest. It becomes part of it. Frying Pan Tower, 32 miles off the coast of North Carolina. Most hotels promise peace and quiet. This one puts you 32 miles from shore. Rising from the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of North Carolina, Frying Pan Tower doesn't look much like a hotel. Perched high above the waves on 4 massive steel legs, it resembles an offshore oil platform more than a place you'd check in for the night. But that lonely structure has a remarkable story to tell. The tower was built in 1964 as a Coast Guard light station, standing watch over the infamous Frying Pan Shoals, a stretch of shallow water so dangerous that it's part of what's known as the graveyard of the Atlantic, where countless ships have met their end over the centuries. Its mission was simple: keep sailors from becoming part of that history. As GPS and modern navigation took over, the tower's job slowly disappeared. It was scheduled for demolition until a preservation effort gave it an unexpected second life. Today, instead of warning passing ships, it welcomes adventurous travelers looking for one of the most remote overnight stays in America. Getting there is part of the experience. There are no parking lots, no shuttle buses, and certainly no taxi stand. Guests arrive by boat or helicopter before climbing aboard a steel platform surrounded by nothing but open ocean in every direction. However, if you arrive by boat, you get to experience the Frying Pan Tower's infamous bosun's chair, which is a classic rigging device. It is used to hoist people and cargo 70 feet up from boats to the main deck. Once you arrive, for the next few days, your closest neighbors are seabirds, passing ships, and whatever happens to be swimming below. Life on the tower is anything but ordinary. Visitors spend their days fishing, snorkeling, and scuba diving over the protected reef below. If that's not enough, they can even try biodegradable clay skeet shooting, or tee off biodegradable golf balls made from fish food, turning a drive into dinner for the marine life beneath the waves. Finally, you can shoot some pool or play some cornhole. Between spectacular sunrises, movie nights, and simply standing on the deck watching the Atlantic stretch to the horizon, it's an experience that's equal parts adventure and conservation. The tower also supports marine research and restoration projects, proving that even an old light station can continue serving the ocean long after its original purpose has faded. It's not a luxury resort. It's an adventure, a history lesson, and a front row seat to one of the most isolated views on the East Coast. Sometimes the best escape isn't finding a hotel with more people, it's finding one with almost none. White Desert, Antarctica. Most hotels ask, ocean view? This one asks, would you like the entire continent? At the bottom of the world, where temperatures can plunge far below freezing, and the nearest city is thousands of miles away, a handful of expedition camps offer one of the rarest overnight stays on Earth. Here, there are no permanent hotels, no bustling streets, and no neighboring resorts. Just endless ice stretching to the horizon in every direction. Getting there is part of the adventure. Guests first travel to Cape Town, South Africa, where they board a specialized aircraft capable of landing directly on Antarctica's blue ice runway. From there, they're whisked away to remote expedition camps built to withstand one of the harshest environments on Earth. Despite the extreme conditions outside, the accommodations are surprisingly comfortable. Heated sleeping capsules, warm dining areas, experienced guides, and carefully planned logistics allow guests to experience Antarctica without sacrificing safety. It's not luxury in the traditional sense, but when you're surrounded by one of the most untouched landscapes on Earth, comfort takes on a whole new meaning. Step outside your capsule, and the silence is almost impossible to describe. There are no cars, no cities, no buzzing power lines. Just the occasional crack of shifting ice, the whisper of the wind, and an endless horizon of brilliant white beneath one of the clearest skies you'll ever see. On some days, curious penguins wander nearby. On others, seals rest along the frozen coastline, while seabirds circle overhead. What makes spending the night in Antarctica so unforgettable isn't simply the location, it's the perspective. Standing on a continent with no permanent residents, no highways, and almost no signs of human civilization reminds you just how vast and untamed our planet still is. It's one of the few places left where nature completely sets the rules. As the sun hangs low over the ice, or during parts of the Antarctic summer, never truly sets at all, you begin to understand why explorers spent centuries chasing the edge of the map. Antarctica doesn't overwhelm you with noise or spectacle. It leaves an impression to its silence, its scale, and the humbling realization that some corners of our world remain almost exactly as they've always been. Turns out the most unforgettable place to hang your hat is the one that reminds you how wonderfully small you really are. From retired airplanes and towering harbor cranes to hotels built from salt, magical rainforest lodges, remote ocean towers, and the frozen silence of Antarctica, these remarkable places remind us that the most unforgettable journeys don't always begin with a plane ticket or a passport. Sometimes they begin the moment we close our eyes at night. And somehow, we're still only scratching the surface. If you enjoyed this journey, there's plenty more waiting to be discovered. Until next time, keep exploring and keep looking for incredible places to hang your hat. We'll see you in the next one.